guys, this is a product review slash comparison for Schmidt's natural deodorants. Today I am looking at the jar. I have the bergamot and lime fragrance as compared to the stick, which is also bergamot and lime. I got the same scents purely just because that was the one that appealed to me the most. So I have been using the jar deodorant for a little while now. It took a little getting used to. So there's like a little scooper, okay? Show you guys. There's like a little scooper, so you scrape some out of the jar, okay? And you don't need a whole lot. I use like a pea-sized amount. So you scrape some out of the jar, and then you hold it underneath your armpit to let it kind of warm up, and then you rub it in. So far, I have really liked this. I wasn't sure. I typically use an antiperspirant slash deodorant, so I wasn't sure what this was going to be like. I haven't tested it. It's April right now, so I've been using it kind of during winter months. I haven't gotten the chance to really test it during the warmer summer months. So I'll be curious to see, what the difference is for me, because I've always used an antiperspirant. But I really wanted to try to get away from that, which is why I am trying the natural deodorants. And when I did a lot of review searching, Schmidt's seemed to be a really good one. But I have loved this. I've really liked this guy so far. It's a little inconvenient. In the jar form, you have to basically put it on before you put your shirt on. And I am in the habit of putting my shirt on first and then putting deodorant on. So I've had to a couple of times in the morning take my shirt off, put the deodorant on, and then put it back on. And that's purely just because it's a lot easier to put the deodorant on without, messing with the shirt. So I think the scent is really nice. It's essential oils. It's got a really nice citrusy scent, so I really like the bergamot and lime. And overall, I am, odor-wise, it's worked pretty well for me. I think it's got arrowroot powder as well as baking soda in it, and I think they have been really holding up well. So I would definitely recommend the Schmidt's bergamot and lime, or any other scent, deodorant in the jar form. And I apologize if that's a little out of focus. So then I was like, okay, well, I originally got the jar because the reviews were kind of mixed about the stick. And then I decided, for convenience's sake, that I wanted to try the stick. So here's that, okay? I'll let you guys see it. All right, it looks like a regular stick. Again, this is a deodorant. This is not an antiperspirant, so it's meant purely for odor reasons and not perspiring. And I definitely noticed that with this guy. I don't know if it just has to do with the order ingredients or whatever, but I didn't seem to perspire as much with this as I do with this guy. I definitely noticed a little bit more dampness. The jar form just seems a little bit more dry. The main ingredient differences for these guys is that the stick also contains coconut oil, I'm not going to say this right, candelilla wax, and jojoba oil. So none of those ingredients are in the jar. I believe that those are probably in here to help make it into a stick form so that you can, just apply it on. I'm not loving the stick. I'm really not. So you have to kind of hold it against your skin for a few seconds for it to warm up. Otherwise, it doesn't really smooth on very well. And it does kind of just feel wet. The jar form, I don't really get that wet feeling, but this guy, I notice that the oils are there and I feel a little damp there. And I seem to perspire a little bit more. So I'm not loving the stick. I think it's going to be fine for days when I'm just like, sitting around at home or in the office or whatever. But I think if I'm out moving about, I would probably prefer the jar over this guy. One of the complaints that I read in the reviews, and it's part of the reason why I didn't select it right away to try, is that some people had staining left on their clothes from this. As far as I can figure, it's from the coconut oil. If you wash it with like Dawn or some kind of grease fighter, oil fighter, it should come out. But the Schmidt's recommends that you only swipe 2 to 3 times. So I imagine people that are struggling with stains on their clothes are probably, using like a regular deodorant and going back and forth several times. Schmidt's only recommends, 2 or 3 swipes. So keep that in mind. Again, this one also comes in pretty much all of the same scents as the jar, but I think for me personally, I'm gonna have to stick with the jar. I just didn't like the wet feeling that I was getting from the coconut and the jojoba oils in the stick form. So I paid for these products. This is a purely consumer review. I did not get these products for free or anything like that. But as I try more natural products, I figured I would do a little product review. So if you are thinking about trying a natural deodorant, I do recommend Schmidt's, but I'm going to have to recommend the jar over the stick, even though it's a little less inconvenient or a little more inconvenient. Just because I think it's a little bit more effective, okay? Have a good one, guys.